Josh, well, the weather may not be helping him, but he said he would make the council meeting. He felt like. Did you see it? The weather's been really bad.
Says it's supposed to stop snowing in 42 minutes.
I thought that was tomorrow.
Yeah. Wednesday's supposed to be nice.
It's supposed to be the 65th, right?
Crazy, isn't it?
In Indiana?
Okay, why do these never
You have to time your double click.
I guess. I had this
All rise, I'll call this meeting to order. We will begin with the invocation by Jack. Thank you.
Please pray with me. Father God, as we gather tonight, our thoughts and prayers go out to the men and women of the U.S. military who are engaged in battle for the people of regime. As violence is occurring all over this planet, I pray that you will be glorified in the efforts to bring freedom to all people. I pray for our local government and our council that we might be focused tonight on the business of the city as we seek to pursue its well-being, knowing that when it thrives, all thrive. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jack. The Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome everybody in this strange weather day. Before we look at the minutes, seek approval for our last meeting, then for the record.
Mayor, I cannot hear.
Can't hear, I'll turn it. Okay, thank you. Just turn the temp down, chief, on the right. Sorry about that. Thank you. Ryan, we'll take a second. I'll speak up. I apologize that I didn't get that turned off beforehand. For the record, Josh and Mike Lynn are absent on the council, and also Eagle is not present.
Thank you.
First item here is the approval of the minutes from our earlier meeting this month, March 2nd. If there are no questions, I'll seek a motion to approve. So moved by Jerry, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jack. Any questions? Comments? I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay? The ayes have it. Thank you. And welcome, everybody, our visitors. Thank you very much. We'll start with CARES. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to both. The mic should be fine right there. You don't need to move
Okay.
it. It's set. It'll work. And thank you.
Okay. Well,
good evening, thanks for having us. We just wanted to do a quick update on the CARES program. So I think we've met everyone. I'm Michaela, I've worked for CARES for about 4 years.
I'm Tanya, been here about 3.
So just a quick reminder, and we did give you our annual report from last year, as well as one of our CARES cards and brochures. But the mission of CARES is to prevent crises and deflect community members from the criminal justice system, emergency medical care, and other 911 services by assisting with connection to community resources. So essentially, we focus on 3 things: prevention, deflection, and connection. We provide immediate response to 911 calls when we're requested by law enforcement and first responders. We conduct follow-up after 911 calls, coordinate the Kosciuszko County CIT or Crisis Intervention Team program, and then also provide community education.
So the next page is our graph of our numbers. You'll see in October, we went up a little bit. We now have access to all 911 calls, police, fire, and EMS, so we can go through those daily to see if there are community members that we could help. Our total calls so far for January and February are 349 between the 2 of us. So there's a huge need.
All right, and then just on the collaboration and education, we just wanted to talk about some of the programming that we provide. Probably the biggest is the Crisis Intervention Team that we started. We host 2 40-hour CIT trainings every year, and we have trained 88 first responders or law enforcement officers locally in our area in that 40-hour training. That also includes jailers, dispatchers, and some service providers as well. We have been trained, last year we did a official training with CIT International so we could do the crisis response and intervention curriculum. So we are certified by CIT International to provide that curriculum in our area. This year we also will be providing training on responding to family violence. That's coming up in March to help law enforcement and first responders know more about how to handle those scenes appropriately. And then we will also be providing education on dementia and juvenile mental health as well. We also do QPR, suicide prevention training. So that stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. And last year we received a grant from the K21 Health Foundation to provide QPR suicide prevention training to local first responder agencies. And we also will be doing QPR training we're finishing up all City of Warsaw employees, and then we'll offer that quarterly for any new employees that come into the city as well. And then we'll be doing, for Mental Health Month in May, we will be doing a couple that are open to the public as well, just in case anyone missed those. We also do car seat installations and checks for the community.
We'll just touch a quick on the last page of some of the things that we help with. So we do Tools for School, Camp Hero, we did Family Safety Day last year. We work closely with Project Ebenezer for our first responders when they have a traumatic incident. We have been involved in the Senior Expo. We are promoting employee wellness, not only in the city of Warsaw, but at places similar to View, Wildman, LaGrand. Last year we did a mental health month with the Gathering Place in May, and this year we did Lincoln Elementary, their breakfast buddy program. We did that for a month. And then we sort of help with the Warsaw Lake Fire Territory public education programming. We are both on the SOFRA team, which is Suicide Overdose Fatality Review Team. So any suicide or overdose that we would have in our area, we as a committee review and see if there are any gaps that we could have filled to prevent that. We are starting a loss team, which is local outreach for suicide survivors. So when a suicide happens in our area, we have a team now that will go and check on the survivors of that situation and make sure that they're getting the mental health care that they need and grief counseling and things like that. We have the Battle Buddy program. other programs are starting a 2-day-a-week where they come to the gathering place and learn skills and, some education from Coffee Expo Cares. So we're gonna help be a part of that. Yeah.
I also just wanted, I think we missed, we just wanted to report top needs to you all. We are kind of in a unique position where we get a lot of calls from community members, and we try to track those needs that people report to us that aren't being filled, or that need more attention. So the top needs that were reported to us last year were just connection to mental health care, connection to housing, emergency shelter, benefits navigation, so helping people get Medicaid or SNAP, different things like that. Rent assistance, home health care, or services for the elderly population, that's a major one that we run into, as well as transportation, utility assistance, and gas cards. So that's what we had. We just wanted to come introduce ourselves and give you a quick update on our program. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I've got a question. When CARES was established, it was during a time period when there was a lot of stuff going on nationwide about defund the cops, and of course then there was a lot of discussion about the police are doing things that really isn't police work, or that it it took them away from a lot of the things that they should be doing as police. And I remember when Mayor Palmer wanted to put this together, and all these discussions were going on nationwide, that this was one of the things that we were really kind of trying to hone in on. And I guess and one of my questions is, do you feel like you have bridged that gap between healthcare worker and police? What kind of situations do you get into? What is helping to relieve the police and yet serve the community?
Yeah, so I don't want to say that we've completely bridged the gap, because I think there's always room
That's
for
what
growth.
we're gonna have.
Yes. But that's what we spend a lot of our day doing. So police can call us out to any type of situation. If it's a death that has occurred, police are investigating and figuring out what's going on and making sure everyone's safe. And they have us be with the family, because we're the mental health people, we're trained in grief, we handle that side of it. They can call us out if someone's having a mental health crisis. We can help connect them directly to mental health care. We have a few individuals that will call us, maybe if they're having a panic attack or they can feel a mental health crisis coming, and we will go help them and maybe take them to where they need to be, so law enforcement or fire don't have to respond at all, and we'll just kind of take over that call. Recently we had some calls with some elderly individuals that were having some issues that range from dementia symptoms to having no food in their house. And so law enforcement responded first, but then they weren't there very long. They made sure it was safe, and we came up behind them and took over the call. So they can go to a call and make sure it's safe, and then call us, or if we'll hear it on the radio, we'll call them and say, hey, do you need us? And they can leave and go to other calls.
What do you think would have, and this may be as much a question for Captain Dean as anybody, what do you feel the outcome would have been should we have not had CARES in place?
So just for January, February, those 300-something calls that we had, those would all go to either law enforcement, fire, or EMS. So we're alleviating a little bit of their work.
And how would they have handled it
They would have just,
in the future, or in the
I
past?
think, yeah, you guys.
Yes,
you guys
I'm
come help.
kind of getting Captain Dean.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
I'll behave. So, it alleviates
so we can go and clear that call and go and take the next call, or go and stop that next, drunk driver, or, go and, work that next crash. So if we were there, our response time, that next call, is even longer.
Okay,
And
but if
they
they
haven't-
hadn't been there, what would you have done?
Exactly that, we would have been there longer taking care of that situation.
And,
As opposed to calling them once we know it's safe and clear, to have them come over and take care of it in a very kind and gentle manner, taking care of our
maybe some of
neighbors.
those people would have been in jail that maybe shouldn't have been? Possibly?
No, I'm not saying that. Thanks for the question.
Okay.
Any other questions for Piers? Or me, I'll go on, or me.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Michaela and Tanya do a fantastic job. Their hearts for this community are second to none. They love their job, they love what they do, and they love giving back to our neighbors. So I
Well, the only reason why I kind of pushed and asked is because it is a relatively new department. I mean, it's just, what, 3, 4 years old maybe? And it is in an area that is, I believe, needed. And I guess I'm just curious as if it's making the difference we wanted it to.
Let me say significantly.
Okay.
As you do some of the suicide prevention training for city employees, would you kind of make council aware of?
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other question?
No, but I'd just like to make a comment. I worked with both of you when the election closed down, and with short notice, I was very impressed with how hard they worked to get those people a place to live. Just a wonderful program that, without it, I just don't know what people would do. So thank you for all you do.
I've really appreciated Captain Beam's efforts to support the system, and again, for me, it's the annual report. Thanks for coming in and sharing last year, and then here we are, March, and you're telling me that's just January, February, hitting 300 calls, and so just greatly appreciate your on the scene, oftentimes behind the scenes, to help individuals in need, as well as law enforcement that have pretty busy day jobs. So I just appreciate helping everybody in the community. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, good. No unfinished business. That will take us to new business. And Chief, it's like you have a transfer resolution you want us to look at.
You, skip all the reports.
Or no, wait a minute, point of order. The chief is correcting me, which you're pretty good at doing at times on a variety of fronts. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, and Lynn, good. So point of order, I do apologize. We do need to go back up to reports, oral and written. I was just looking at it, Lynn saw me looking at it. The February fund report. Lynn?
I don't have any
No
comments.
comments? Okay. Any questions for Lynn?
I'm just curious, have you noticed an uptick in our utility bills?
Yes,
Yeah.
haven't we, Mayor?
Yes, we have.
Has it gone up in terms of like street lights and traffic lights and stuff?
Well, I can't tell that, some departments have shown me what their bills are.
Okay. I was just curious as to how that was affecting overall.
I think it's mostly the gas.
NIPSCO gas or gas for the vehicles?
NIPSCO
NIPSCO.
gas.
I
But
guess.
gas for the vehicles will be next. Thanks for bringing that up, Diane.
Yeah. But NIPSCO gas, it is going up. Again, the budgeting, there are some protections in there. We will work.
We'll be good.
Yeah, we'll work through the year.
I was just wondering if we had enough budgeted to cover this issue right now.
Chief's,
More than likely.
Chief's wearing a thick coat there, he'll be, Any other questions? Excellent. Okay, no vote needed on that, but reporting it again. Thanks, Chief, for that point of order. That will take us to new business. There's transfer resolution 2026-0301. Chief?
Yeah, so this is two transfers in one resolution. The first one is $11,250.16, and that's just transferring monies from the FSSA grant that paid for the last quarter of CARES for 25. We finally finished it up and they're closing that grant out, so that will go into our operating fund. And then the next one is $1,200 from the IDHS for our local training support, or local training center support grant that just, we made some repairs to some of our training center buildings and just maintenance from that facility being a district training facility. So they give us a grant, so that's just for that. This was approved, I believe it was the March 3rd, bringing the recommendation to you from the territory board.
And just an FYI, that FSSA grant, that was for the December payment, correct?
Yes, that will finish out.
And then that finished out the
Yes, that will
grant.
finish out the grant for those for the remainder of the year, yes.
Thank you, Chief. Is there any action from the fire territory on this?
Yes, the fire territory board made the recommendation.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I move we accept resolution 2026-0301.
Motion to approve by Jack, is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Josh, any further discussion? Call the question, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Chief. Any other matters? We want to thank the board publicly for our strategic planning session from 5 to 7 in the plan department. Appreciate your efforts. Our second meeting, and probably a couple more to go. I want to thank you for your efforts there, and we'll continue working on that. No questions or comments? Good.
Larry Plummer wanted me to hand out to all of you all that ARC report, and so you have it, but I didn't even look it over, quite frankly, so you can have fun reading it, and if you want to discuss it the next meeting, you can.
I had the privilege of sitting down with Larry and going through it. Very similar with the CARES annual report, but obviously it's a lot thicker. Highly recommending you take that with you and take a few minutes to go through it. It is an excellent reminder of Parks and Recreation, the effort for last year. And it's just lots of good information in there for you, so. And I'm sure if you had questions, you want Larry to take you through some things, you'd be glad to do it, so. Thanks, Lynn, for that, I forgot about that. All right, if there is nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So,
Moved by Diana, second by Jerry, yep, good. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it, we are adjourned, thank you.
How you doing?
I'm sorry. But you can have that. I'm sorry. And then I read, son of a gun, no.